well, maybe kind of hidden power that's like inside all of us? What if that ancient wisdom, the stuff we connect with serious martial arts mastery, wasn't just about being physically strong? What if it was about a focused consciousness that could actually, well, revolutionize how we learn, how we heal, and maybe unlock some extraordinary potential in ourselves? Today, we're doing a deep dive into someone who seems to really bring all these fascinating ideas together in a very real way. Hanshi Dina Naidu.
That's right. And we're going to be looking at some really interesting bits from Hanshi Dina Naidu, Spirit, Mind, and Healing Arts. Our mission really is to unpack these remarkable insights he has into healing, meditation, awareness, all of it. We want to get a handle on not just what he does, but how these pretty profound practices could genuinely impact your daily life. And maybe even, as he suggests, help shape a more peaceful world. Some of this might challenge how you usually think, but it's surprisingly practical stuff.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this then. Hanshi Dina Naidu, he isn't just talking theory. The source material lays it out. He's a ninth Dan red belt in karate. And for anyone not deep into martial arts, getting to ninth Dan is, well, it's huge. It signifies this lifetime of dedication, really profound mastery, not just moves, but the philosophy behind it all.
Absolutely. And on top of that, he's a certified Reiki master.
Right, Reiki. So, for anyone maybe not familiar, that's a Japanese energy healing technique. The whole idea is channeling this universal life force energy, to help balance and heal the body, reduce stress, pain, that kind of thing.
And what's really striking is the stories of him genuinely helping people. People getting over depression, finding like a new lease on life. And yeah, even getting relief from actual physical problems.
It really does make you wonder about what we're all capable of, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That potential just sitting there.
It totally does. And the source gives some pretty vivid examples. Hanshi talks about one of his students, someone who'd apparently been struggling for ages with a really bad knee issue.
Mm-hmm.
And through a Reiki session with Hanshi, well, the story goes, the knee got fixed.
Fixed, just like that.
Yeah, the way it's described, it sounds incredibly immediate, really effective. It suggests something kind of beyond our usual understanding of healing.
That's definitely saying something about the power involved. But what gives even more weight to this is his lineage, right? Where he comes from.
Exactly. He was a direct student of the world-famous Gogen Yamaguchi sensei. People called him the cat, known for his fluid Goju ryums and his deep spiritual take on karate. And it's a big deal. Hanshi Naidu is apparently the only person from South Africa who studied directly under Yamaguchi sensei.
Wow.
Yeah, so this isn't just like getting a certificate. It implies this deep personal passing down of knowledge, of energy almost, from master to student. It's a tradition that sees mind, body, spirit as, well, completely interconnected.
And here's where it gets even more interesting, something maybe folks recognize. Gogen Sensei, he was a direct student of Chojin Miyagi.
Ah, yes.
And if that name rings a bell, it should. The movie, The Karate Kid, based on Master Miyagi.
That's the one. So when we talk about Hanshi Naidu's lineage, it's this direct line, this living connection back to the absolute roots of modern karate, to the source of these revered teachings.
Incredible. So this tradition of healing isn't just a one-off thing then?
No, definitely not. It seems to be part of this deeper stream of mastery that gets passed down. Hanshi himself apparently experienced this healing power directly. He mentions damaging his arm during sparring in Japan, something that probably happens a lot in training.
Sure.
And Gogen Sensei, just like Hanshi reportedly did for his student's knee, instantly cured Hanshi's arm.
Instantly.
That's the account. So it's not just about like physiotherapy. It suggests this transmitted mastery, these profound capabilities, almost like flicking a switch for healing, a deep understanding of the body's energy.
Okay, that's pretty mind-blowing, both for his student and for him. For listeners who might be thinking, how is that even possible? Does Hanshi or the source explain the how behind it? Is it purely spiritual, or is there something physical, psychological we can grasp?
Hanshi talks about it as this interplay, it's about an activated consciousness, he says. That, combined with years and years of disciplined practice, lets the practitioner sort of harmonize the body's internal energy, the ki. With Reiki, it's directing that universal life force. In Goju Ryu, it's building up your own ki through breath, through focus, and then channeling it. So yeah, there's a spiritual side, definitely. But it seems rooted in a really deep understanding of the body's subtle energy pathways and how your mind, your focus, can actually influence physical reality. It kind of suggests our own ability to heal ourselves is way bigger than we usually think if we just know how to access it.
That's powerful stuff. But Hanshi Naidu's vision, it goes beyond just fixing individuals, right? He's also this meditation master, teaching something called SMA, Spirit Mind Awareness Meditation. And his ideas get bigger, moving towards societal change. This is where it gets really ambitious.
Yeah, it really does. He puts forward this pretty bold idea for education. Imagine, he says, if every single school, every college, university started the day or even started each subject with meditation.
Like a daily practice.
Exactly. A mindfulness exercise before diving into a new topic. Kind of like how traditional karate classes start with rituals to prepare your mind and body.
Okay, and the goal of this isn't just calm our kids, is it? He connects it to something huge.
Oh, yeah. He believes the impacts could be, well, achieving an unprecedented level of global peace.
Wow. Global peace through school meditation. How does he bridge that gap?
Well, his thinking is that this consistent practice trains the brain. It reduces reactivity, boosts those executive functions, controlling impulses, managing emotions, building empathy. He sees students grasping complex ideas more easily, staying calm, relaxed, but also super alert. More alert than previous generations, he thinks.
Interesting.
It's basically offering a powerful alternative to the constant information overload, the anxiety, the short attention spans so many students deal with now. It could reshape learning and eventually society.
That's a really hopeful vision. But practically speaking, how does, say, a 10-minute session before math class lead to societal harmony? Does he detail that cognitive and emotional shift? And, what do you think the biggest roadblock would be to getting something like that into schools today? They're often so rigid.
He does get into it. It's not just about temporary calm. Over time, he argues, it builds deep self-awareness and self-regulation. So students who are less reactive, they become more empathetic, less likely to get into conflicts, better at working together.
Right.
Scale that up across a whole generation, and it changes how people interact. More compassion, more understanding, moving beyond just putting up with each other to actually connecting. As for roadblocks, you hit it. Systemic resistance is huge. Convincing busy administrators, overworked teachers about the long-term payoff would be tough.
And measuring global peace impact.
Exactly. It needs a whole new way of looking at educational success. But Hanshi seems to believe the improvements in focus and emotional intelligence will be so clear that eventually make learning more efficient anyway.
It's definitely inspiring, and it's cool how he brings these big ideas down to something practical, even in his karate classes. He teaches kids these 5 essential elements for full alertness. And it's not just for karate, right? It sounds like life skills.
Totally. It's about focus and presence in anything you do. He breaks it down into these progressive levels.
Okay, what are they?
First is body facing the teacher. That's level 15 focus, just basic physical alignment.
Got it.
Then eyes learning, looking on the teacher. Level 25, active visual attention.
Makes sense.
Then ears listening.
Yeah.
Level 35, really taking in the information.
Okay.
Getting deeper, mind concentrating. That's 45 focus. Intellect, fully engaged.
Right.
And the top level, 55, heart intensity with intense passion. Fully invested emotionally and energetically.
Heart intensity, that sounds like the key one.
It really does. And the amazing thing, he says, is that meditation, especially his SMA practice, helps you bring all 5 of those together, pointing them at one goal. So it shows meditation isn't just sitting passively. It's a tool for focused action, for really engaging with whatever you're doing, bringing your whole self, body, senses, mind, heart into alignment. Total presence.
So body facing, eyes looking, ears listening, mind concentrating, heart intensity. How does he actually teach kids or anyone to do that, especially that heart intensity part? Because just telling someone to be passionate doesn't always work.
Right. He uses specific drills, visualizations. For heart intensity, it's not just feeling it randomly. It's about consciously connecting to the why. Purpose behind the karate move or the math problem, or even listening properly to someone. You might have them imagine this warm, focused energy coming from their center, guiding them with purpose, with joy, turning something routine into something you're fully engaged in.
Ah, okay.
Think about learning to ride a bike, maybe. First, your body facing the road, eyes looking ahead, then ears listening to instructions.
Yeah.
Mind concentrating is when you stop wobbling and thinking about balance. You're just riding.
Yeah.
And heart intensity.
Yeah.
That's the pure fun, the drive that makes you want to go faster, try wheelies. You just love riding. Your whole being is in it. That's the 55. Makes tough things feel easier.
That's a great way to put it. Despite examples like that, a lot of people probably still underestimate meditation, maybe think it's just navel gazing, no real world impact.
And that's exactly the skepticism Hanshi pushes back against. His core belief is that our consciousness, the thing that governs us as humans, has this immense, often untapped power. He genuinely thinks it's capable of achieving extraordinary things, way beyond what we normally assume is possible.
Yeah.
It really makes you ask, what if we're only using a fraction of our actual capabilities?
And he backs this up, doesn't he? With a pretty stunning personal example. He mentions demonstrating this power of consciousness by, get this, stacking roof tiles and predicting exactly which one would break when struck.
Yeah.
He said people thought it was impossible, but he did it purely through focused concentration. That definitely makes you pause and think.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
But it's really important to get his intention here. He says it wasn't about showing off, like, look what I can do.
Yeah.
It was meant to show the potential that exists inside everyone. A concrete example of what focused consciousness can achieve, suggesting that this ability, this attunement, it's accessible if you understand the principles and practice them. It's like becoming deeply aware of the subtle reality around us.
So, beyond just focus, does he explain what's going on there? How did he know which tile would break? Is it energy, intuition, something else?
He connects it back to that spirit, mind, awareness triad. It's about quieting the internal noise, directing your intention without any doubt, and actually sensing these subtle vibrations or weak points in the tiles themselves. So it's not magic from outside, it's an internal cultivation. Developing such sharp sensitivity and focus that you gain insights beyond the ordinary senses, kind of like a master woodworker just knows the grain, amplified through intense mental and spiritual discipline. You align yourself so completely with the moment and the object that the usual separation starts to blur.
Wow. And the encouraging part, which seems key, is that he insists these practices are accessible. He says meditation techniques are remarkably simple to learn and apply, needing just the basic principles and guidance from someone experienced. It sounds like it's not some secret club, but something anyone could potentially cultivate.
Precisely. And linking back to where he learned some of this, he mentions his teacher, Gogen Yamaguchi sensei, taught him specific breath control methods. And these weren't just for, better stamina in karate. Hanshi realized later they're actually sophisticated ways to manage your nervous system, affect your brain waves, and ultimately direct your consciousness.
Ah, so the breath is key.
Absolutely. Different patterns, diaphragmatic breathing, holding the breath, specific rhythms, each designed for a particular mental or energetic result. And he plans to share these methods in his courses, teaching people how to use this fundamental link between breath and mind control. Yeah. Physical breath leading to mental mastery.
So we've covered a lot of ground today, looking at Hanshi Dinanaidu's world. From this incredible direct lineage back to karate legends, these stories of instant healing for his student, for himself, this really transformative vision for education, and even touching on the sheer power of focused consciousness, predicting breaking tiles. It's quite a journey.
It really is. And the big takeaway, the profound message running through it all, seems to be that these techniques for mind control, for accessing this huge potential, they aren't mystical secrets for the chosen few. As Hanshi emphasizes, they're based on simple principles. Anyone can learn them with understanding, practice, and the right guidance. It's about tapping into what's already inside us, abilities we often just ignore.
Right. So, what does all this mean for you, listening right now? If focused concentration can potentially heal an arm, or help us learn with total focus, or even predict something like a breaking tile, what boundaries might you find within yourself? What amazing things might be within your reach if you started to really harness your own spirit, mind, and awareness? Definitely something profound to think about, and maybe, just maybe, something to start exploring in your own life.